you're late here, go watch this video on Twitter and you'll see the 2 winners and how to claim your stuffs. I make it in that video. So congrats, bro. I think that's you. I think that's you. You're welcome. Thank you for participating. Be the first to launch? Who's going to be the first to launch is the question. I got to debug this. I'm not going to launch until I get the legal clarity here. Okay, so good. I have the comprehensive plan. Let me put together the full analysis. Here's the full breakdown. I'm going to be going through be thorough as possible and push back where the risk exists. March 17th announcement is very good news, but it's not a blank check. The good news, what March 17th, 2026 says. On March 17th, the SEC and CFTC jointly issued a 68-page interpretive release that establishes a formal 5-category taxonomy for crypto assets: digital commodities, digital collectibles, digital tools, stable coins, and digital securities. This is the first output of Project Crypto, the SEC CFTC initiative. The critical part for your launchpad: meme coins are explicitly classified as digital collectibles, assets acquired for artistic, entertainment, social, and cultural purposes, and are therefore not securities under this framework. Assets falling into the digital commodities, digital collectibles, or digital tools categories are not themselves securities, meaning offers and sales of those do not trigger registration requirements under Securities Act of 1933. This builds on original February 27th staff statement that said meme coins are akin to collectibles, typically purchased for entertainment, social interaction, and cultural purposes, and their value is driven primarily by market demand and speculation. The March 17th release elevates that from a staff level opinion to a full joint agency interpretation with legal weight. The interpretation formally adopts the position that a crypto asset is not itself a security. Rather, the transaction is the proper unit of analysis. This means meme coins as a category are not securities. Your platform facilitating the creation equals not a securities offering. Your launch page is well designed. Your disclaimers already frame tokens as entertainment and digital collectibles. You disclaim any expectation of profit from the efforts of others, and you position yourself as a software platform, not an issuer. The language maps directly to the framework the SEC laid out. Where I'm pushing back, not a security does not equal not regulated. That's okay. I'm fine with being regulated. By virtue of being classified as non-securities by SEC, meme coins will generally be categorized as commodities, subject to the Commodities Exchange Act and the enforcement of jurisdiction of the CFTC. The CFTC has an anti-fraud and anti-manipulation authority over commodity spot markets. They can't regulate your platform day to day the way SEC would regulate a securities exchange, but the CFTC may prosecute fraud and manipulation in interstate transactions involving any commodity. What this means for you: if someone uses your launchpad to run a pump and dump scheme, the CFTC could investigate the manipulation. You're not the issuer, creators are, but if there's evidence the platform facilitated or had knowledge of fraudulent activity, you could get pulled in. Your AI screening is actually a double-edged sword here. It's a great marketing differentiator and reduces risk, but it also creates a duty of care argument. If your AI flags something as suspicious and you let it through anyways, that's worse than having no screening at all. Mitigation you already have: AI screening, risk scores, creator wallet tracking. What you should add: clear written records of screening decisions, an escalation process for borderline cases, and a policy for removing tokens post-launch if fraud is discovered. That could be good. I definitely want to just make sure to check all boxes here. The fractionalization exception is real and could bite you. The SEC warns that fractionalization collectibles could still trigger securities treatment. The edge case is when an NFT project explicitly markets tokens as investments or fractionalizes them into fungible units, which can still trigger securities treatment for those specific sales. Your tokens are fungible ERC20s on a bonding curve, not unique NFTs. The digital collectibles classification for meme coins under the March 17th framework treats them as akin to collectibles, but acknowledges they're fungible. The SEC's specific carve out here was aimed more at NFT fractionalization. However, this is an area where a creative regulator could argue that a bonding curve with auto graduation to a DEX at a specific market cap threshold starts to look more like a structured financial product than a collectible. Your 77.7 graduation mechanism